afternoon. This morning on 4/9/2019 at approximately 8:17 a.m., Sioux City Police Department was dispatched to 1216 25th Street in Sioux City for a disturbance. A subject at this location had broken out a window on the second floor of the residence and jumped off of the porch of this residence. He had left the residence prior to officers' arrival. At approximately 8:30 a.m., officers were dispatched to 1321 24th Street in Sioux City for a shots fired call. A resident of this address stated that a subject came into the residence and was breaking things in the kitchen area and then started to assault the homeowner. The resident retrieved a weapon during the struggle with the suspect, and a shot was fired during the struggle. The suspect was shot and was transported to Mercy Medical Center, where he subsequently died of his injury. Blood evidence was located from the residence on 25th Street to the residence on 24th Street. At this time, there is no evidence that these individuals knew each other or had any association. We do not know the motive for the burglary or the assault at this time. The investigation is ongoing. More information will be released at a later time when it is available. There are no suspects at large or any danger to the community at this time.
Have any arrests been made?
No.
Are there going to be any arrests made?
Once the case is completed, it will be sent to the county attorney for their review to determine if there's going to be any charges.
So we heard about the blood trail then, and so the blood trail was from him breaking glass, jumping out the window, and then going to the 24th Street residence.
Correct.
Do you know if the three people know each other?
We don't believe there's any association with anyone.
So just to clarify, the shooting took place inside the home?
Correct.
Do you have an approximate age of the deceased?
We're not releasing that right now. That'll be released when we send his identification and everything out.
That person died at the hospital, though, not at the scene?
Correct.
And it wasn't an intentional shooting, it was fighting and then the shot broke out?
We're not going to answer that right now.
Who had the gun? I wasn't certain I heard that.
The homeowner.
The homeowner had the gun. It was the homeowner's gun.
Correct.
And he was shot with his own gun in this
No.
struggle. No.
The homeowner shot the suspect that was breaking into his house.
Now, whoever, the homeowner and the other person, they were the ones who actually called 911?
The homeowner called 911.
Before or after the shooting?
After.
Was the homeowner then injured very severely at all when we got to the scene? There was a person sitting in front of the house. Did the homeowner, the person that did the shooting, sustain many injuries at all in the struggle?
We're not going to release any information on the condition of the homeowner.
Is he in the hospital or?
I believe he went to a hospital to be treated. I don't know his current status.
And it was
life-threatening.
It was two males in the home already.
We're not going to release any of that stuff right now.
Is there any other additional information you can give us right now?
At this time, I cannot.
Can you tell us where the injuries were on the person that died?
I cannot.
I know you guys went door to door speaking to neighbors. Was there anything that they had to say or anything that they knew about?
It's all part of the investigation that I haven't been informed of everything on that. It's still ongoing and we're still gathering information.
So is this being considered a home invasion then?
Yes.
Is that accurate to say? Okay, just making sure.
So just making sure the suspect broke inside the front door, the window, started tampering with things. That's when it happened, and then he jumped back out the window, or?
We're not going to release any of that right now.
So from 12/16 25th to 13/21 24th, that's about a block or two roughly. Those two houses, would you say, is that
Around that time frame, yeah, area.
I mean, it's about 1 or 2 blocks apart from each other, it seems.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you know if this person was a homeowner in the area?
I do not know that.
Was he from Sioux City?
I do not know that.
Any additional information?
That's all I have.
Are you normal SANDERS?
Correct.
JOHN?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Alrighty.
Oh, the time of death, roughly? I know there was some uncertainty on whether he was dead or not.
11:10.
11:10. Okay.
Yeah, originally, and that brings a point, originally that was, there was a confusion that he was deceased, and we later found out that was not the case. So we tried to correct that with the media, that he was not deceased, and, but he, at 11:10, they did.
Okay.
What was the confusion with it? Like, did somebody just not check vitals or something?
No, information being shared just like we're doing right now, and that's why I think I should share it out there. That's why we're so reluctant sometimes to give too much information until we have time to speak with people and speak to subjects. We don't want to give the information just off rumor or just off speculation. So we want to make sure we're verifying that information. We're not trying to hold information back, but until we actually have the opportunity to interview people and speak to people, verify the facts that as we know them, then we'll try to release those. But it was an incident that somebody was told something and that got repeated, and it was just incorrect information, and it happens. These things, they're very fast and very rapid, and it was just an accident. It shouldn't have, that information was inaccurate.
Any additional information from you?
No.
So, was there 2 home invasions this morning to the person that was shot? Did they break into the house on 25th Street? Or was there a disturbance there and he left the house?
The information we have is there was a disturbance there.
Are they connected? I'm confused about what went on 25th Street then to 24th.
The houses aren't connected in any way, if that makes sense. 25th Street, there was a disturbance. At 8:17 we were called to. That person left. At 8:30 we were called to 24th Street, and that person from 25th Street was at 24th Street.
Thank you for clarifying that for me.
So that's 10, 12 minutes difference then from one house to the other, roughly.
Can you say for sure then at 25th Street, did he live in that house and leave there?
Can't answer that right now, and those are things that have to be looked into.
But I'm confused too, that the person that broke into the house on 24th Street, he was never at the house on 25th Street.
Yes.
Oh, he was there.
He was at 25th Street, left, and went to 24th Street, and went into the house on 24th Street.
And that's
where the shot was fired at. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys.
Lieutenant Chris Groves, Groves.
And Sioux City Police Department, talk to me a little bit what happened here at the scene this morning.
It was about approximately 8:30 this morning. We received a call of shots fired. Officers responded. There was one male party that has been shot. That male party has been transported to the hospital. I know that many of you actually have had a conversation with the chief previous, and I think it was, we at that point had inaccurate information that the party was deceased. That is not accurate at this time. The party is not deceased, but however is in critical condition. Details of exactly what happened are obviously very limited right now. We have several detectives on the scene, several officers on the scene, canvassing the area. Obviously we're dealing with a little bit of a rain starting to move into the area. There is some evidence out on the outside that we're trying to preserve. That's why a little bit you're seeing people kind of frantic trying to just preserve some of that evidence that's before it gets elements of the rain take that away. As far as what happened inside the house, it's very premature for me to even speculate or talk about. There are people that were inside the residence that were taken down to the station and are being interviewed.
Do you know how many people inside the residence?
I do not know for sure. My understanding, my belief was there were 2 other male parties inside the residence.
Okay, and have any of them been arrested, or they're just being questioned right now?
There's been no arrest made at this point.
Do you know how many shots were fired?
That I do not know.
Do you believe that the victim was known to the other parties?
That I don't know, and it'd be speculation at this point.
So
there's been a lot of comments made about that, but until we actually talked with the people at the station, we couldn't speculate on that.
Did this incident start at another location possibly?
There's some belief it could have, but again, speculation. That's why officers are camped in the area and checking any other locations that may have, that we've heard, but I can't 100% confirm that.
What areas are being investigated? Just this home, or is there more locations?
We're investigating this scene at this time, but other officers have search or canvass other residents to see if there's any involvement at all.
Have you guys been speaking with neighbors?
We spoke to some neighbors that may have canvassing to see if they maybe witnessed anything or saw anything, yes.
And what's next? What's the next step for you guys?
Well, we'll try to preserve as much evidence we can. Obviously, again, as you can see, the rain's starting to come down. We'll preserve as much as we can from that. Working on the outside first, then they'll actually go inside the residence and then examine inside. Again, there's people that have been taken to the station. They'll interview them, get an account from what happened from their point of view, and we'll try to piece that together.
Sorry, I'm a little late. Can you talk about the blood trail? Did you mention that yet?
I can speculate on it. Yes, there is blood, and again, that's the evidence we're trying to preserve, to try to piece that together until we have an opportunity to talk to people. If that's possible, we can't 100% say exactly what happened. We can speculate, and I don't think it's appropriate for me to talk about speculation until we have more solid information.
Could you say where that was located at?
Well, there is some blood in front of the residence, and it does go around to the side, is what I understand.
Okay.
Any additional information you can give us right now?
You know, and I know everyone wants to know information, and just as we do, as quickly as we get it, the plan will be is we will hold probably a press conference later, hopefully later this afternoon, and maybe we can add more information at that time. The last thing I want to do is speculate and give wrong information that we end up finding out it's not accurate, or and just be wrong about it. So let these guys do what they do and gather that evidence and gather their information, and then we will put it together and we will get it out to you guys as quickly as we can.
Is this being investigated as a crime?
Yes, it'll be investigated as a criminal act. What that criminal act is, I don't know, but obviously any time there's a shots fired and somebody is shot, we look at it as a criminal act, and then we work the other way to rule it out if that's not the case. But anytime something like that, we would consider it a criminal act.
Any additional information?
Not right now.
All right, thank you.
You bet.